Hi, my name is Sylvie. I am a certified yoga instructor and I help you reach your flexibility goals with only 10 to 15 minutes a day. Today's routine is a little bit different than my usual routines because normally I tend to design routines that aim for a specific goal, like increasing your hip flexibility, for example. But today I have a daily stretch to improve your flexibility. So it is something that will help you gain flexibility all over your body. And again, it's quick and you can use it daily just to not necessarily be able to get the splits, for example, but really just feel better in your body, because when you're more flexible, you have a better range of motion and it impacts all aspects of your daily life. As usual, we're going to be holding each stretch for at least a minute, and sometimes we're going to hold them for 2 minutes, depending on the stretch. We're going to get started with your shoulders. You can use blocks and stretch your shoulders like that. That can be really effective. You can place your hands right on the mat and stretch like that. Or you can use your sofa, which is what I'm going to be doing right now. Here I can sink really deep to open my front body and my shoulders, my chest. I can feel this. It's really, really nice. When you do that stretch, you can also focus on pressing your hands. You're activating your arms by pressing your hands on the sofa, in this case, and then rounding your back slightly, and then releasing and sinking deeper in the stretch. Opening the shoulders daily is crucial because most of us tend to really round our backs and have poor posture, and we lack shoulder flexibility overall. Okay, next we're doing the hamstrings, and my top stretch for the hamstrings is the half splits. I can do the full splits now, as you may know, and I still find that the half splits is a stretch that I do feel. When you do your half splits, again, remember to activate your leg by pressing your heel on the mat. Also, envision like you're pulling your legs towards you. You're bringing that hip back, pressing your heel down, and also lengthen your spine, and then drape your body towards your leg. But it's not about bringing your forehead, bringing your forehead on your leg like that. It's really about activating your leg, pulling it towards you by pressing your heel on the mat, and then lengthening your spine. And you'll feel that stretch for sure. You don't have to activate the whole time. You can release like we do with all of the stretches. Switch leg. So you play with activating and releasing. Sometimes I use a bit of a combination of both the activation and the release by activating just slightly and then folding towards my leg. And you can release completely. As you see, I have blocks here Sometimes blocks come in handy. They help you keep your form, so that's also an option. If you place your hands on your blocks, again, you can lengthen your spine and fold in the stretch. Next, we're going to stretch the forward fold. That is another awesome hamstring stretch. And I want you to activate your thighs in this case. And you're using your muscle strength to fold into the stretch. You can even just keep your hands up and see how far you can fold. You can bend your knees, bring your chest to your thighs, and then straighten your legs. Took me a long time to think of that word. Strengthen, you'll lengthen, straighten, straighten your legs. See how far you can fold. But then, if you want to do that a bit more passively, you can bring your hands on your calves or your ankles, and then use the help of your arm strength to bend deeper. Next, we're gonna stretch your lizard lunge. So bring your right leg in front and place your hands beside your right foot, and then bend your elbows, or just stay on your hands or stay on blocks, whatever works for you today. In the lizard lunge, you can try lifting the back knee. Sometimes it feels different and it just helps get deeper. Or you can just really keep it bent at a 90-degree angle. The other leg. I think if I keep my back knee at a 90-degree angle, I can get deeper in the stretch because it lifts my butt, and it just takes more to get down on my elbows. It takes more hip flexibility. Also bring that knee towards your body. Activate your knee towards your body. Push your butt back. Lengthen your spine. Lean your chest forward. Draw your shoulder blades back. You can experiment with all those activations and see how it feels. That's what stretching is about. It's about trying different things and listening to your body. I'm gonna do the half splits. Again, if you saw my video from last week, I was using the couch for that stretch, so you can also use the sofa and raise your leg. That really helps get deeper in the stretch. But just for this particular video, I'm gonna stay on the mat. And you can turn your toes out and just use your blocks again and stretch. Switching leg. If you press your butt back, you may find it intensifies the stretch. Try not to lean forward. It's like the frog pose. When you push your butt back, you'll notice that you have to get deeper in that inner hip. Next, we're going to do the hip flexors. It's another very important part that you should of your body that you should stretch daily. And you'll notice I'm using blocks. When I started stretching my hip flexors years ago, I was practicing stretching for the splits. I just didn't really think I could feel that stretch very much. This is the low lunge, and I didn't feel that stretch. It just was defective, so I didn't do it that frequently until I discovered that if I lift my chest rather than lean forward, I feel it a lot more. So that's why I like using blocks. It helps keep your chest nice and high. Again, you activate your legs by pressing your knee towards your front heel. We're moving through really quickly because I want to be able to touch all the most important areas of your body in a very short time. Yet you still have to hold the stretches for long enough. I know you'll probably find many daily stretches for flexibility that have you hold the stretches for 30 seconds or so, but I think you need at least a minute because it takes a while, particularly when you are over 40. It takes a while for your body, for your brain to learn that these poses are safe. You need to spend quite a lot of time in the pauses to start making progress. And that's what we're aiming for. Last thing we're going to do, you can end here today if that's good enough for you. But I think that strengthening and stretching your back is also important. So we're going to work a little bit on that. It's going to be different. I'm not going to set a 1-minute timer. I'm just going to first we're going to get your tabletop with your fingers pointing back and then lift your butt. And then that, you should feel this opening your chest. I think it's a great pose. It's a great posture for opening your chest, straightening your back body, opening your front body, which is a little bit of a precursor for the real pose. Okay, now you can release this. We're going to work on your back body some more. Come in a Sphinx pose. Your forearms on the mat. You're lifting your chest, pressing your pelvis on the mat. Inflate your lungs. Inhale. And then you're cinching your waist, drawing your shoulder blades back. Now try envisioning what happens if you were to mostly use your back body strength rather than just supporting yourself with your forearm. So like press your pelvis even more on the mat and then start using some of that back body strength. Then maybe lower your chest, clasp your hands behind your back, and then lift your chest. You're inhaling higher. Exhaling, you can lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. I find it easier if I lift my feet off the mat for some reason, but keeping my feet down makes it more difficult. Place your hands beside your chest. Now raise yourself into Cobra. You can stay on your forearms if that feels better, if the Cobra pose is too intense. The same activations as we did in the Sphinx pose apply. You really want to draw your chest up by cinching at the waist and bring your shoulder blades back and down. Press your hands towards you. Activate your thighs. That also is a good thing. Lower down and enjoy the after effects of a good, productive stretching routine. Thank you for stretching with me today.